Hello everybody, Mr. Storm here. Welcome back to Factorio. In the last episode, we worked on getting our new logistics bots constructed down here in the area where we were building our bots. So we got that all set up. It's basically a mirror image of the construction bots, just with some different, components, but all still needed the same resources. So, it's just a matter of belting in the materials that were needed. So that's all good to go. And we are filling in those bots. We're up to almost 300 bots in network. I'm not sure how many we started with, but we're getting a lot in there. We have 147 bots in this particular Roboport by itself. But I know there's more kicking around. So, I'd like to get maybe a few hundred more of those before I go ahead and stop production on those. I went ahead and already stopped production on the construction bots because we're at 769, which we've got about 400 plus of the new construction bots in the system, which should be more than enough to get most things done in a timely manner that we want, especially because they're so stinking fast. It should be fine. So, I'm just going to go ahead and let those logistics bots run for a little bit longer, and then when I feel like we have enough, I'll go ahead and stop it, as I said. So, for now, what we need is a new project, and one of the new projects that we needed was the new belts that we have. Now, I did actually go ahead and off-screen work a little bit on that because we actually had the resources up here in the old facility to make the new belts. Because we had the nitinol, which is what we needed to make the nitinol bearings and bearing balls and gear wheels and everything. So I went ahead and got the underground belts and surface belts all done, but I did not have the materials up here to do the splitters and the loaders. So that is what we're going to work on here. So, what do we need to make the ultimate splitters? Well, let's see. We're going to need one of the existing splitters. We're going to need some electronic processing boards. We're going to need some nitinol gear wheels. We're going to need some nitinol bearings. It was these electronic processing boards that caused the biggest issue. So, I have to decide how I want to do this. Because I do have these new logistics bots. And they're very fast. How much of these do we have in the network? We have 2,000 of them. We have 150,000 here. We're not making any because plastic, which is starting to filter into the system again, because these bots are putting a pretty heavy load on the logic boards, which has put a pretty big drain on some of our resources. Looks like we're firing back up again, so that's good. So what I'm thinking I might do is actually go back up to where we have those other belts and use the bots that we just made to move stuff rather than a train. Unless I have room to put in another loading area. Not really? Actually, I do. These loading bays aren't being used. Okay, then. I had one idea, and now that I actually look at it in more detail, I see that we might not necessarily need to do that. Let's head on up there. I was making some adjustments to some things off screen. I needed to get the... what was it? Some additional gem polishing going on. So I made sure that we now have all of the polished gems available. Because if I want to make my personal laser defense, these guys here, personal laser defense, they need all of the polished gems to do that. So I'm going to see about getting any of those. I could do some exoskeleton Mark IIIs, but we're starting to get into kind of ridiculous territory. Alright, so if I wanted to do these over here, that shouldn't be an issue. Alright, so I'm going to call this alt belts. Processing boards. I love these bots. Alright, there we go. And you can go grab some stuff. And electronics. And what do we need from the electronics? We need the electronic processing boards. Inventory full. And then bring them here. Empty and go. And it'll be back eventually. Okay. So, first thing we're going to need. Let's see. Here are the nitinol gears. Ah, yes, because I actually set this up. So we basically had all the materials we needed up there. Alright, so this is the incoming nitinol line. We just need to get the turbo splitters up here. I could probably... do I want to borrow some of this stuff or not? No, we could borrow it. Alright. So, where are our... Well, here's our loaders. There's the loaders. Okay, we're not doing loaders just yet. We need to find the splitters. There they are. And this is where things are going to get interesting. But I think I see something I can do here. Okay. Okay, so there are the splitters. Oh. They should be able to come all the way through here. Then it's just a matter of getting them up here. I am trying to see where I can snake this belt. Ah, there's where we want to turn. Right there. Bring it through there. There we are. Okay. Gear wheels. It's like, can I sneak another loader onto this thing? No. So I'm just going to have to borrow one of these. All right, so I'm gonna bring those in, and then we're gonna make the ultimate splitters. And you're gonna need some power, obviously. There we are. And here are our circuit boards, or processing boards. There we go. And then we just need some gear wheels. Which, you know what? I think we're going to change this a little bit. I'm going to borrow these gear wheels. All right, there we are. Passive provider chest. Again, we don't need to fill up the whole thing. That should be fine. All right. So next is going to be the actual loaders. Ultimate loaders, which require the turbo loaders, the electronic processing boards, the gear wheels, the bearings, and plate. That seems simple enough. And why? Oh, you are making some. It's just somewhat slow. Basically as fast as we can make those green circuits. Okay. Well, it'll come along. I said limit that, please. Thank you. Alright, so actually what I can do is I can remove the turbo transport belts, turbo loaders, and turbo splitters. And say... that... I want... Just trying to think of what I want to do with my existing stuff. So we probably want 400 of those. We want... How many do we have? 100 of these. And just 50 of those. Alright, then go ahead and dump everything that we got here into there. And same deal here. You guys can... Well, doesn't look like it wants to take it. But here's what I can do. Put it in the box. And they'll push through as needed. Same thing here. Yeah, why did I get more underground? Like, I don't need these. It's fine, though. Okay. Express transport belts? Okay. Now, the loaders. So we're going to do the same thing here. Let's create the actual... Alright, loaders are there. We're using the new belts here. Okay, so there we are. Nitinol gear wheels. Well, what I'm probably going to do is go ahead and split off of here. Okay, so let's see, can I bring the lubricant up here? Because this is going to be utilizing a few different things. Alright, we're going to need 2 of these assembly machines. And what you're going to be making are the I don't know why I'm having so much trouble trying to think here. The nitinol bearings. You are going to make the bearing balls. Oh, no, I don't actually want to do it that way. I want you to actually pick up from there. And then you are going to drop there we go. Nitinol bearings. And then we're going to need gear wheels. Actually, that probably does not need to be underground. I gotta get used to the new, oh. Silly me. Okay. So I'm gonna need 1 for gears. Yeah, I think that's the only one I'm gonna need is for gears. Tungsten and nitinol. There we go. Okay, gear wheels. And then actual plates. Now the tricky bit is going to be getting the other loaders up here. Because they are here. Well, that may not be so tricky. If I could, for example, move that down there. Yes. I can do this. And then we can route it through to where? route it through there, and then through to there, and then through to there. That should work. Just kind of actually yeah, that's better. Sort of. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and make that logistics chest. All right, then. So we no longer need the loaders. We're not going to take these guys, right? And I can take my existing loaders and drop them in there to be converted. All right, there we go. Ultimate belts available in the system. Perfect. Okay. So with that done and out of the way, we now need to figure out what it is we need to do next. I think we just need to do a lot of research next. And because we got the best pipes, we got the best bolts, we have the best belts, and the best inserters, so we have all that sort of stuff. I'm not that worried about like top tier electric poles or anything like that. We've got the best tanks and trains. We could start getting some technology to begin improving some of our existing systems. So like our foundry. Getting better recipes here because we can research those. Example, all these advanced smelting stuff, we can go ahead and knock out like ore processing 5. And let's see what else we need. Powder metallurgy. We also do have a bit of a power issue that needs to be taken care of. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Strand casting machines. Alright, anything else we need to... Mining productivity, not a bad idea. Let's see, nitrogen processing 4? Okay. Let's see, is there anything that we're really putting a heavy load on? Steel, it would seem. Is there a better method of smelting steel? Advanced steel smelting. Indeed there is. Because then it's all about yield per ore. So I don't think we're going to really be able to increase our ore output unless, you know, I actually go and build an entirely new ore purification system, which I'm not entirely sure I'm interested in that. I don't even think it's all that necessary. Chrome smelting. So I think it's probably just going to be a matter of knocking out a lot of this research. And let me just see. Where is a roboport? There's one. We have 480 logistics bots in the system now. Alright, well, we are at the end of the episode here. So, I guess I'll just go ahead and roll through a lot of this research. And then take a look at things and decide what it is that needs to be done next. So for now, we'll stop here, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.